This episode contains strong language and content that may not be suitable for young listeners. Welcome to Still the Loudest in the Room. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Katie.
And we are two former class clowns in J.D. Vance's own state of Ohio. Do not blame us.
We didn't vote for him.
Fuck no.
We're here to talk about books, pop culture, and ask each other questions that facilitate more meaningful conversation.
We text every day, but of course we have not been in each other's heavenly presence for a little bit.
It's been a whole week.
But Katie, you had Passover in Chicago with your family.
Taking your picture right now. Just want you to know that.
How was Chicago? Like going to Passover in Chicago, it sounds like the setup for like a really great comedy.
Well, I mean, technically my brother-in-law lives in a suburb of Chicago, so it's not like we were downtown at the local synagogue, but we were, he lives very close. It's a 20-minute train ride to downtown.
And you're taking the train. Is it like the L? What do they call it?
It is the L,
oh
yeah.
My gosh, see? Okay.
But we did not take the train. We just drove everywhere. And so we had a great time. We always enjoy our Passover Seders with the fam. There's a lot of drinking and a lot of laughter, and it's very fun. We did a college visit while we were there. We toured DePaul for my rising senior and really liked it. And we did drive. We also did not take the L or the train. They would call it the train because it's only the L, I think, when you get into the city because it's elevated and it's not underground.
And I would never know that because I've never been to Chicago. But that's very cool.
I love Chicago. And so it's in a really cool neighborhood. It's in, I forget what the name of the neighborhood is, but that school has 22,000 undergraduate students, which blew me away because it doesn't look that big. But apparently it's a big commuter school. So we really liked it. I think ultimately it is just too far away from home, too far away from mommy. So I don't know that that's going to be on, the list, but it was still fun to look.
Well, it's good to have perspective too, and to see what else is out there.
Yeah.
Just use it as
and he really did like it. It was like, oh my God, I can totally see myself living in the cool artsy neighborhood for sure. But
how cool would that be?
Is there a cool artsy neighborhood that's a little closer to my mom?
Well, yeah, it's cool when you're visiting and you're in vacation mode and you're just like, oh, this is so neat. But when you're there full time, away from home, homesick, poor, if you get sick, I mean, I don't know. It just...
No, I mean, trust me, I go through this every single year as I work with college freshmen who are coming from far, far away.
Right.
And homesickness is so real and it's so sad.
Well, yeah. And it's just acclimating. You have...
Just culture shock.
Right.
Total culture shock.
Brand new friends and just navigating a new place, a new city. I mean...
And navigating college alone.
Right.
I mean, that's a big enough adjustment to not be 6 hours away from everything you've ever known.
And do your own laundry. Are you kidding me?
Right? And wipe your own butt.
Are you kidding me? It is a lot, though. And, I mean, so my oldest entertained for 2 seconds going to Arizona State. And my husband had gone there when he was back in his heyday in the 90s, and they had gone out there for a spring break skateboard trip. And he absolutely loved it. He was like, oh, I would totally go here. This is where I want to be. And I was like, but think about it. You could never come home. Plane tickets are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to drive 2 days across the country to, it's not realistic. Out of state tuition also. And you don't need to go all the way to Arizona State to be a nurse.
No.
Like you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it is
ASU is...
Which is a great school, but man, Phoenix is just my sister lived in Phoenix for many, many years. I've been there so many times.
Very cool.
Well, it's just so brown.
It's different. It's the other side of the country. It's like Mars.
Well, but it's also, Arizona is beautiful, but in the valley where Phoenix is, it's not.
Right.
It's just hot and it is brown.
You go
it is
north.
Awful. Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Tucson, unbelievable.
Right.
Grand Canyon, A+.
Heard of it.
You can see it from the moon.
Oh, but I can see Russia from my house, so even better. But yeah, it's just it's adorable when they talk about where they want to go to school, and then you're like, but really, you're going here.
Oh God, 18-year-olds are so dumb.
Right.
Just kidding.
No, they're smart. They know way more than we do. What are we talking about?
They are so much more in touch in a way that we never were in the 90s because we didn't have the internet.
Right.
But also they don't know what they don't know, which is living on your own and paying for your own expenses and buying all your own stuff is really difficult. And that is a universal experience that will never change.
It won't. And I do agree. Like they have everything at their fingertips. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that compensates or takes the place of having
experience,
street cred, having just, knowing how to be in the world and as the safety net of parents and being right there to catch you. I mean, not that we won't take
We're
care
not
of them,
helicopter. No, it's not that. It's just that in order to be a safety net, you got to be a little bit close, right?
Right.
You can't be in Hawaii
Right.
versus Ohio. Like
or
there's
Arizona.
nothing you can do. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And so, you learn these things, and I think it's important to leave home because you can always come back.
Yes.
But you
even
do
if it's 30 minutes, even if it's an hour,
right.
Live on campus, experience that.
Have your own space, your own like world that you've created that's yours. Your groceries, your refrigerator.
And stop coming home for every football game. You freaking loser.
Yeah. Hey, super senior. Gotcha.
We know you peaked in high school. It's
right.
okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Every generation has that for sure too. Like, it does make me cringe when I see moms our age that bust out the Letterman's jacket. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know we do know people who do that, and I sure hope they're not listening because we think you're the coolest.
It's very nice that you have that. It's very nice.
I wear my class ring around my neck. On a chain
totally.
Because I pledged myself to Corey Rawson High School.
Yeah.
Our school's alma mater is the song that they sing in Dirty Dancing.
Really? I think you've told me that because you were like,
join hearts and hands and voices, voices, hearts and hands. And every time I hear them play it on the football field, I sing that song in my head and I think of Baby and her sister.
That's so funny. I feel like there's only probably so many templates for school songs.
Right? There's only like 3 alma maters.
Yeah, because ours was very similar to one that I heard, I think, at a different school that we went to when we had a band competition.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Also, the fight song for the local high school is the same as my high school's arch rival. So I always sing in my head, not out loud and not the alto part. I always sing it to myself with the fake words that we made up.
So we're not as original as we thought.
No, we certainly aren't.
But
it's also the Ohio State fight song. Like, again, there's only so many fight songs.
The other thing I wanted to say is that our last episode when we talked about what grinds our gears, what pushes our buttons, something you said really resonated with me. You mentioned how something that annoys you in the moment, you don't let that really bother you because you think to yourself how tomorrow it won't be as big of a deal. It won't annoy you tomorrow. And that has actually really helped me these past couple of weeks. I'm thinking like, that's so easy. That's such an easy concept. And I've been practicing that. And it has made life easier. Also, my dosage of 40 milligrams of citalopram has also helped. But
I'd like to take credit for the advice.
I'm giving you the credit, though.
Really
I do, because I do think that in my head. But maybe the citalopram is allowing the rage to like stay down, and then I can put that into practice. Because you know how sometimes you have good ideas, but you just go from 0 to 60, so you can't put anything into practice. Like, I should meditate.
I'm not saying you need to meditate, but there's just nothing worth crashing out over that.
No, there's not.
Isn't going to be probably okay tomorrow.
Right. So it's definitely helped, and my husband even said I seem a lot more chill. So I think it's working.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But I've also taken a lot of things in stride because I got laid off at the end of March, so I am basically jobless.
I know, but I don't mean to not focus on the joblessness because that's very sad. But I will really miss your rage outs because they're very funny, and especially in writing when they're just in all caps and it's like,
oh, well, that's the voice text. I'm like, and you know what else? Comma, getting it through on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, I'm sure it'll still happen from time. I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing that can propel me. I'm sure anything that happens, on the news could take me there, but I do try to stay away from that as well.
You there. Okay, well, congratulations on your maturity.
Yes, thank you. I know I'm doing it. I'm finally doing that. I need to know how your reading life has been going.
I was in a big reading slump for a while, and I kept starting books and not finishing them. I didn't finish. What was it called? Optional practical training, because I got really bogged down in the middle because all the parents were hating her, and I liked that part, and then it just turned into this other story about like all this weird food that she was eating, and I was just like, no.
It does come back.
Does it come back full circle?
But sometimes you have to be in a different headspace for certain books. So
it's already been returned.
That's okay. It's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay. I didn't write the book. Okay. I just really enjoyed it. So I think
I did in the beginning. I don't know what happened, but I am listening to Buckeye, which I really like, and it's set in Northwest Ohio where I grew up, and so I'm sort of envisioning Bowling Green. Like, the town is probably Bowling Greenish. I think it might be a little bit bigger, like the size of Findlay, because Findlay is mentioned, Tiffin is mentioned, Fostoria is mentioned,
Toledo.
like all these places that I grew up in and around.
They say mommy too, which
they do talk about mommy.
Love
and
it.
then, so I'm actually I think I'm almost done. I'm reading it or I'm listening. So I honestly have no idea where I am.
Is the narration good? The person reading it?
Oh yeah, he's great. I think one thing that literally I just listened to today on the way here, I was listening to it, and I'm realizing it's a little bit trite in certain points. Like one of the characters is talking to her mom, and the mom says, "Isn't that the point of building a bridge, so that you don't both get sucked into the water and pulled away?" And I'm like nobody talks like that, but okay.
My mom definitely never said that. She's like, hold grudges and hate everybody.
What's an olive branch?
Never heard of them.
But otherwise, it's a great story. I really like it. I mean, the characters are complicated, and I feel sorry for Margaret, but I also dislike her, but I understand why she has made the choices that she has made because of the information that she had and like what happened to her in her life. And I feel so bad for Felix, and like
Felix is
also
a
made
great
really
character.
He's a great character, and at that time, I think made the only choice that he could, which was to tell no one.
Right.
So no spoilers, but I'm not done yet. So I think Becky, I mean, you do have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, right? Because of what Becky does and talking to spirits. Like, I don't think that that's a spoiler.
Oh, that's okay. They talk about it right away in the book.
Yeah, we've never cared about spoilers on this show anyway.
No.
So I think Becky and Cal are just starting to like reconnect, and that's where I am right now. So I'm listening to that, and I am reading I See You've Called in Dead, which I actually has picked up, and I'm really enjoying that.
It's very funny.
Yeah, it's funny. And I only read before bed, and so I read for about 15 minutes, and then I fall asleep. If I really, really like something, I will read throughout the day, and I'll finish it in 24 hours. But unfortunately, this just isn't one of those things that's compelling me to pick it up and read it during the day.
But it's very enjoyable.
Yes, like
I really the way
like
he
it.
writes and the way his humor is infused in there. Like he's very, very funny.
I'm excited. I have the one that you recommended to me on hold, Our Beautiful Boys, and that's what I'm really hoping to read next. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. There's like 100 people on the waiting list.
That was a book I could not stop reading. It was just the
it
chapters.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, and the chapters are very like short, so you feel like, oh, I could bust out one more.
Yeah, I can just keep going.
And then you just do, and then all of a sudden, I do too.
best.
It makes you feel like you're accomplishing a lot.
Yeah.
Really long chapters make me sad. I mean, I'll read them.
I'm trying to think, what was the last book that I read? I sat down in the living room chair and actually just powered through, and I think that it was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore.
Oh, that was amazing. I loved that one.
That was not a nighttime read. That was, I'm going to sit and I'm going to just power through it. And the other one was Chris Whitaker, All the Colors of the Dark.
Okay.
Both of those I read back to back, and they're both insanely long.
But it's like once you're in the story,
I couldn't stop. I
know.
couldn't put it down.
I love that. That's the best.
I really do like Liz Moore. You and I have read a lot of
Yes.
Liz Moore, and we like her.
Yes. Everything I've read by her the stories are so well done. The characters are so interesting. Heft was one of my favorite
Oh, I loved
books.
Heft.
That book, it was just, I mean, it was, if you tried to describe the plot, you'd be like, well, I mean, it was like this older guy.
Yeah.
And,
It doesn't have a plot. It doesn't matter. It didn't need one.
It was
it's
just
all character
Oh my
driven.
gosh, it was amazing, and it was just beautiful. She's a great writer, an absolutely great writer. Because since I have been unemployed, I've been reading so much, which
Loser.
I know, total loser. But I have been taking all this time I'm applying for jobs, obviously, but I am reading just everything on my list that I want to get through and posting it on my Instagram page, 82 chapters, give me a follow. But I posted a few that I finished in the past couple of weeks that I just thought were worth mentioning. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I loved this movie in the 90s. I didn't know it was a book, and I found it in a used bookstore.
And it's not a young adult book.
It's not.
Regular
I wouldn't
adult.
I wouldn't classify it as that.
I don't know why I thought that.
Books are always better than the movie. I will say, though, the movie is a true representation. They
it's
don't
so
take any
good.
liberties. I couldn't really, I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I mean, the book has way more subplots, way more characters.
Okay.
It's just great. And it's so beautiful the way they write about, this like really sleepy town in Iowa. And
Well,
how
and the main
everyone's
Gilbert
trapped.
Grape is such a great,
Oh, it's
sympathetic character. I had to watch that movie about 400 times for a film class that I took, along with Rushmore and Citizen Kane.
Boo.
I know.
Okay, that's a
But
sleeper.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is so good, and like
Oh.
he made us pick it all apart, and I just remember thinking that the costuming was so spot on for like rural, wherever it is,
Midwest,
Iowa,
yes.
Midwest in the early 90s.
Early mid 90s.
God,
Yeah.
it was just so good because they weren't grunge yet because it hadn't gotten to them.
Oh, right.
They were still curling their hair. Like, it was
Yes.
so good.
Yes. And it was very small town, like the fairs coming through, and Arnie loves, watching the trailers pull in the rides.
Is Mama, like the character of Mama is in the book, and like, because
She is portrayed accurately.
it's pretty crazy how they found that actress.
Right.
Because I don't think had ever acted before.
No, and she is no longer with
I
us.
know.
It was such a great portrayal of a real family that is just trying
With a lot
to,
of trauma.
so much trauma.
You're my knight in shimmering armor. You shimmering
My
yellow.
bacon needs to be crisp. Make it crisp.
Nobody wants greasy, floppy bacon.
Caleb does. He likes it that way. It's disgusting. The one thing that kind of took me a little bit by surprise, and I mean, it is what it is. They use the R word a lot in the book because Gilbert is he's so just morose.
Yes,
And he's
is.
he's very dry, and he loves his family, but they're also the anchor that's like drowning him.
Yep. That's such a
And-
good way to put it. Yeah.
And he refers to Arnie. He's like, "Oh, that's Arnie. He's a," and I'm like, "Oh my God, stop."
What year was that written?
In the 90s. I don't have.
When did we stop saying the R word?
Oh my gosh.
we
Well,
realized
some
that it
people
was
don't stop
offensive.
saying it. Yeah. There's a group of people that don't think it's a problem.
Because I think in the 80s that word was tossed around a
Oh my
lot, and we
gosh.
thought nothing of it, and it's very embarrassing to look back on.
In
that
the
time
90s, I
and-
think in high school, people threw it around, making fun of their friends. I mean, there were a lot of words we said like that were just
Yeah, very
it's-
true.
It's terrible. But when you know better,
You do better.
you do better.
Just like an anti-vaxxer.
Correct.
No better, do better.
Exactly.
Drink raw milk.
Oh,
You're welcome.
yeah. You don't need to pasteurize anything.
That was RFK Jr. for those listening.
Who's filled with worms, everybody.
And bear meat.
Oh God, the other book, the unhinged book I was talking about was The Stalker by Paula Boehmer. That was the one that I gave you the name of last time we talked because
Oh yeah.
I likened it to American Psycho, but like way more readable with no huge weird monologues about Huey Lewis and the news. This book is. American Psycho is weird.
I've never read American Psycho, so does that translate into the movie? Is there
Yes.
Huey Lewis?
It's in both, and it's bizarre.
Also haven't seen that in 20 years.
It's
probably.
bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole the whole chapter is just him going on this like run-on sentence about why Huey Lewis in the news, like all about this album, and he's going through his vinyl collection, and it's weird.
Who wrote that?
Bret Easton Ellis.
Oh, let me
or
guess.
something?
We were supposed to find it very profound. The whole
Yes.
chapter on Huey Lewis.
Well,
the
and
news.
some people are like, "Oh, it's like my favorite book." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not. Just stop." It's
Remember
not.
when Huey Lewis was in a movie with Gwyneth Paltrow
Duets
called Duet?
I love that movie.
I know, it's
It
so
was
good.
really good. And when they sang "Cruisin',"
I love it when we're cruising together.
baby, let's cruise. So good. That soundtrack's probably killer.
We should immediately Google it upon our
Yes, we
completion of
should.
this episode.
And then I have the last one is A Far-Flung Life by M.L. Stedman. And this is about a family-run sheep station, not a farm, a sheep station in northwestern Australia. And it's a very layered story. It's a family saga. Right in the beginning, I'm not giving a spoiler here, the father and two of the brothers are killed in an accident. They hit a kangaroo. And I don't think that's funny,
That's
but
not
it's just
funny,
funny
but it
because
is
it's
a little
Australia. Of course it's a kangaroo.
I actually love a family saga.
It's so...
Did I put this on my list because I need to?
You would
immediately?
like this one a lot. And then there's like this, one of the brother that lived, he has major head trauma. He comes back. He's, dealing with all this survivor guilt, and something happens between members of the family, and now there's this huge family secret.
Oh my God, you always give me the best recommendations. I don't know where you find yours, but
I find them on
get them
Literary
from you.
Hub,
Okay.
NPR, Kirkus Reviews, Booker List, and Barnes & Noble.
okay, thanks.
Yes. That is, it also reminded me, because it's in Australia, it reminded me of our topic where we were like, hey, have you ever read like just a romance novel? And I was like, I don't know, but I have. It was The Thornbirds, another Australian saga. A little creepy now that we think about the plot, but it was all the rage in the 70s and 80s, right?
Oh my God, I watched that. When I was in high school, we had a exchange student who was from New Zealand, and she lived with us. And we watched The Thornbirds. Now, New Zealand is a different country from Australia. I know that. And she lived with us, and we watched the whole thing. My mom like rented it for us or something because we were so obsessed with it. And then
That's
I
so
read the
cool.
book, and I was obsessed with The Thornbirds.
Yes.
Hooky, nasty thorns.
That's a big book. That's
Oh my
another
God, it's so
thick
long. What
one.
a saga.
And that's why you made for TV miniseries that was on
With, what's his face? Richard Chamberlain.
Was Richard Chamberlain the dad in Sound of Music, or is that somebody else?
Oh my gosh, no, that was
He was, first of all, way too hot, because let's be honest, Maria's haircut was so ass.
I know, but she is so beautiful. She can pull off that.
I know,
ass
and
haircut.
who doesn't love, what's her name, Julia? Is it not Julia Child?
You mean Julie Andrews? Can you imagine if Julia Child?
I must have Mary Poppins. Yes,
Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer. That's right.
And when he and Julie Andrews. So I have the 30th anniversary edition, which came with a book. And in the book, it talks about the production of the movie and everything that happened. And one of the scenes, the reason that Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer are lit from behind in the gazebo when they're singing to each other is because they could not stop laughing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just thought it was hilarious. And
Why?
so because it's so stupid. They're all just staring at each other face on.
It is really weird.
So they couldn't stop laughing. And my sister and I would always die when we were watching that.
Because you knew?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh.
But because in the silhouette, when they get close enough, their faces kind of meld together. And he looks like he has a dog snout. Because it's just dark. All you see is their silhouette.
That's
and we
really
always thought that was very funny. Can you imagine getting up in someone's face and being like, I must have had a wicked. What if your breath was bad? Ugh.
But speaking of singing in people's faces, I can't even do when when I was in the band and we would have certain songs where
Kelly's a rock star.
My guitar player was very good at harmonizing and doing backing vocals. And there were a few songs where we did actually the song from Grease, You're the One That I Want, and he would sing the John Travolta part. Okay. And it was so good. It was really fun, and it was kind of a way to kind of get people on the dance floor. Everyone gets excited about songs from Grease.
Everyone knows that song.
And I can't even when I'm singing a duet with somebody, hold the microphone and look at them and sing, because I will start laughing. It's too dramatic for me to be
okay. Remember when Kelly and I sang at a nursing home this year, and you're right, we did not look at each other one time.
I'm too I can't, because I will start laughing an embarrassed.
We had so much fun when we were practicing though. We did laugh a lot.
I loved that. It felt like we were having a sleepover and we had a karaoke machine and we were just being so annoying, and I
think we should do it again because it was super fun.
I think so too. I think we should I also would be totally down to just go to nursing homes and be hey, we're here. I don't care if you want us here or not.
Come on into this room with the piano.
Yes, the Jew and a Gentile are here to sing you
all of the best Christmas songs written by Jews.
It's me, Santa, and Hanukkah Harry. There we go. Oh my gosh, it was great though, and it you could tell that the woman that we were singing to was just I remember when you were singing your Oh Holy Night, and she would laid back and just closed her eyes and was just taking it in, and I was thinking to myself, is she remembering having a Christmas with her family, or is she just kind of basking in memories? I thought it was very sweet.
It was very moving, and I know that it brought everyone in that room to tears. Not just me, the both of us. It
was nice. It was very nice. So speaking of singing, we'll just transfer.
Should we segue right into it?
Yes, right here, the segue. What are your top 3 karaoke songs? What are your go-tos?
I have to preface it by saying I haven't gone to a karaoke bar in probably 10 years.
Oh, same. Yeah. I would definitely not go now, but
wouldn't we though? Because you're really good, and the way that you can sing a rock song is so amazing.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you. But I already know what your top 3 are, and the songs that you pick are so lofty. That is insane to me.
But I don't know if I can do them anymore. So,
but the fact that you even did is crazy.
Nobody said it was good.
Oh, Katie, I've heard you sing. I'm sure it was phenomenal.
I did. Okay, The Power of Love by Celine Dion,
which is just an easy little ditty. No big deal.
I don't know that
just whistle it.
I don't sound like her. We don't have the same. My voice does not lend itself well to rock or pop. It is definitely a choral. It is more of a choral voice. So I do pick songs that I think have a strong female vocalist, even though Alone by Pat Benatar some people would consider a rock song, but that is another one of my go-to songs.
Alone by Heart.
Heart. Isn't Pat Benatar in Heart?
No, it's the Wilson sisters. Pat Benatar is Pat Benatar.
She was just on her own. She wasn't in a band. No, that's embarrassing.
That's okay.
Me.
We're gonna say
we're just gonna leave it.
Alone by Heart. because Nancy Wilson,
right?
who has amazing chops.
Oh, and you know what I hate about that song though? When you do it at karaoke, is there's a really, really long instrumental break, and there's like only so many finger guns
Then you can
do
like
at people.
go pick up like your burger in the window, put it on the table, and then get back up there before the
for when it's over.
vocals start.
Like this, air guitar.
Yes.
And then what was my third one? Oh, Could Have Been So Beautiful by Tiffany.
Tiffany, that's a clutch one though, because Tiffany
Anybody have that song in their karaoke roster anymore? Probably not.
doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's not Debbie Gibson. I am a Tiffany fan through and through. Debbie Gibson,
who sucks.
She now goes by Deborah Gibson. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Tell you? I saw when they did that tour with New Kids on the Block and like Run DMC and Salt and Peppa. I went with a friend of mine. And I saw her. And so it was Tiffany, Debbie Gibson. Tiffany can still really sing. Debbie Gibson, terrible, which made me sad because in the 6th grade, I'm like Electric Blue was my entire life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Electric Youth. Jesus, not Electric Blue. Is that a song? Electric Blue. Yes, it is.
Is it okay? Electric Youth, though, what I do remember the album.
And I had the Perfume.
The cassette tape.
Electric. I had like the single. I had the single.
I know that I had a lot of singles because they were like, what, $5?
Okay, there is a song by Ice House called Electric Blue, and that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, that's a great karaoke song. Did I ever tell you about the time that I really brought the house down? I'm kidding. I did not. I brought the house to nobody listening, and it was hugely embarrassing because I sang Tori Amos.
Oh. You would have to be in a lesbian
not
bar
B-dubs
in Oberlin,
Toledo,
Ohio. Yeah, you'd have to be like in Oberlin in a women and women first bar with everyone, reading a book, not drinking. We're here to like read books and
like
talk
smoking a cigarillo,
clothed cigarettes.
Cigarette. You're right. And then I could be.
But honestly, I would love to be there. I think
so
that would be
amazing
my
really
total hangout. That would be my hangout. And no shame because Tori Amos, awesome. But it's like, that's a niche group. And that is like the Lilith Fair crowd.
Yes, for sure.
But which is my crowd, 100%.
Introduced to her my freshman year of college. I'd never even heard of her. And I made friends with this girl who was in my program. And I went to her dorm room on like the 11th floor of Parks Tower. And everything was Tori Amos. And she had jet black dyed hair. And she was like super goth. And I just thought, this is it.
She's like, this is a party.
It's happening.
This is it. This is my awakening, my college awakening. Oh, I can't even imagine. Like if you don't leave your hometown, if you don't go to college or go somewhere where you're introduced to a new group of people.
Yeah. And new music and new way to be.
I'd be terrified at what I would actually be still if I stayed in, I'd probably be married to a pastor or a policeman.
That is true. Where you are now, the trajectory of your youth to adulthood was very, very
I would have 7 kids.
Different.
I would have homeschooled all of them. I'd be churning my own butter. It would be hard. It would not be good.
You would be Ballerina Farms. Do you know who that is? She's
is that the influencer, the trad wife influencer that actually has a nanny and help? So it's kind of like
and like a
bullshit.
bajillion dollars.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a new book that everybody is talking about right now on Book Talk called Yesteryear.
Yes, I've seen that's been on my
very good
book blogs too, and I think it's a little too sensationalized.
Yeah,
it probably is very like a Colleen Hoover book.
I just saw another TikTok the other day about someone talking about all the names that Colleen Hoover has made up for her books, and I mean, I
Verity?
was dying. Ryle.
Well, golly, if that ain't just the Verity. I don't know what that means. It's probably a word, and I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look it up because I'm not going to give Colleen Hoover any credit.
No, we're not even going to give her any airtime because
we're
fuck you, Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover. It's just some girl I went to high school with. Don't even worry about it.
You don't know
She's
her.
a bitch.
She's from Canada.
Yeah. She's a model from Canada. She's like my girlfriend.
Also, I think she's real good friends with what's her face who sued Bustin Gialdoni. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. What do you call it when you flip-flop the words like I just did? A portmanteau?
Perimenopause.
No, okay.
Because that's how my life's going.
And mic drop. What is that called? Like a portmanteau? No, that's when you combine 2 words together to make a new word.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's like spoonerism or something?
Spoonerism. That's
is that what it is? Okay.
One time, Dan was trying to say varsity basketball, and he said vaskity basketball. And I haven't stopped laughing about it in like 10 years.
I mean, sometimes your brain just does not put the plugs in the right ports. It sucks. And you're like, I know what I'm trying to say. Am I having a stroke? I don't know, but I'm trying to say varsity basketball for the love of God.
Varsity basketball.
As your face just droops to the side. Getting old sucks. It does. And though I've been doing that my whole life. It's not a getting old thing.
There's a couple things he always makes fun of me for because I can't remember the names for things, so I just make them up. Like I can't remember the word sunglasses. I'll call them head clampers. One time I couldn't think of the word plate, and I just called it a flat holder.
A flat holder. I did that. We had placemats for our dining room table, and I was like, "Can you get that food pad over there?" So we just call them food pads now.
Pads?
Yeah. Why not?
What about a sponge? Sink pad?
Yeah, I think you should keep doing that. Just embrace it. Fuck it. Who cares?
What are your top 3 karaoke songs?
What's Up by Four Non Blondes. And this might be cheating too because my band played these songs. So I'm very comfortable, with like
Nobody has to know that.
I know, but it's like sometimes when you sing a song with a backing track, it's harder than when you're singing it like with the radio because you're like, you might come in later.
100%. It's terrible.
It's really hard.
I hate it.
I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is to sing like with
karaoke is so
music
hard.
Or a live band. We've had people come up like when we were playing and they'd be like, it's my birthday. Can I just like sing a song? And we're like, sure. And then they crumble. Oh, no. And I'm like, hey.
You let them do that?
Sometimes if I'm feeling evil. Yeah, I'm like, sure, go ahead. Here's my tambourine. Have a great time.
Feeling evil. One time I was at Put in Bay and there was a band playing and everybody was yelling at them to do the Indigo Girls. And she was like, I don't have anyone to sing the harmony. And I was like, I'll do it. By the way, I had been at Put in Bay since probably 12 noon, continuously drinking. And it's now 5, 6 o'clock. And so I was like, this me. Literally the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me.
They're still talking about it there, by the way. I went there and they said, I told them I knew you and they told me to leave. That's so, that's a rite of passage though. We have to have those moments to just keep us in check.
Close to fine.
When you watch the Barbie movie where you're like, oh man, because they keep singing that song.
Oh no, I'll listen to that song 100,000 times. I have the Indigo Girls. I have every album they've ever done. They're like my favorite band of all time.
So I want to say it was Full House, maybe, where DJ had a poster of the Indigo Girls in the bedroom she shared with Stephanie. I could be wrong.
That is quite shocking. Did Candace Cameron have anything to say about that character's choice?
Yeah, good call. She's probably like, I am taking that off of syndication. But
she had it superimposed with a picture of like Mickey Mouse.
There was, I could be wrong. I could just be like Mandela effect here. It could have been, it was, if it wasn't Full House, it was maybe Step by Step and the girls had it in their room. I'm
picturing like Darlene from Roseanne had that poster.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
But it was a sitcom.
She married a man.
She married David.
Right.
But I feel like it was a sitcom where there was a poster of the Indigo Girls. And I remember like asking like, oh, I wonder what that band is. And my mom's like, they're lesbians. And I was like,
are lesbians good singers?
I mean, okay. Like, what does that have to do with anything? But I just remember thinking, oh, okay. And then I remember we got the Columbia House catalogs and there was a picture
of course you did.
Katie Lang. And my mom was like, she's a lesbian. So that meant you can't get that CD for a penny. And then every other CD for,
$17,000.
I know. My other song is You Oughta Know by Alanis Morissette.
So good.
It's a great song. I think about Dave Coulier and how he did me wrong.
And how, wait, do the iconic line, do it.
Would she go down on you in a theater?
Okay,
Would she go down on you in a theater? And I was always beeped out of the radio and we all were like, oh, well, you know what she's saying. Or are you thinking of me when you
beep her?
Man, those are some wicked lyrics.
When I was probably in the 8th grade, there was a song. Do you remember that song, I'm a Bitch, I'm a Lover?
Oh, by Meredith Brooks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember I was singing along to the radio and my mom was like, you're just using this as an opportunity to say the word bitch. And I was like, maybe I am, bitch.
Maybe I am, but she's not a lesbian, so it's okay.
That is true. I don't know what she would have done if I had
She was a one-hit wonder, but that song was like a Temu Alanis Morissette song. Because I think she was trying to be really raw.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good song. Don't get me wrong. It was very popular, but Jagged Little Pill, man.
Such a great album. Also, probably not something I was introduced to until it was moot at that point. Like I'd never listened to Nirvana until Kurt Cobain was long dead.
You're like, oh, well, I'd like to go see him in concert. Yeah. Like, well, you can't. You know why? He's dead. He's dead. Yeah. Which was actually really sad. I remember a lot of guys in my high school being very, very, very sad about that. And people
wouldn't you have been like in junior high at that point?
I was, I think in 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah, I think
eighth
I was
grade or ninth
I think I
grade.
was a junior, so that sounds about
Yeah,
right.
because and it was. I mean, for our little town.
I know, and you went to a tiny little country school like
Did.
I did, but I just
But we had Columbia House, so
mine. If it wasn't on 92.5 Kiss FM out of Findlay, Ohio, I didn't listen to it.
Findlay, Ohio. That was the first time I've ever been to a Cheddar's restaurant in Findlay, Ohio.
Oh my God, I don't think I've ever been to Cheddar's.
Well, you're missing out.
Okay,
You're
did they
missing
give
out.
you like biscuits or something?
They have these like honey rolls. They're so good.
Do you know what restaurant I like that I missed that was a chain? Cooker.
I've never been to Cooker.
I loved the Cooker.
Ponderosa. Okay, just meg drop right there.
Yeah, we talked about Ponderosa before, so we don't have to get into that. But
Man,
also missed that salad bar with those fake bacon bits and that Catalina French.
I would eat so much salad bar that I would have to shit before I left. I could not leave that restaurant without going to the bathroom.
Shit, pure Catalina French.
Oh my God. We would just eat so much and then we'd go like to the ice cream bar like 3 times.
Oh my God.
As a kid, that's just like, that's a full like license to just gorge.
It's kind of like my kids really like to go to the Fuji buffet.
Oh.
Did I just say buffet like Phoebe buffet?
the Fuji buffet.
It's just like my favorite artist, Jimmy Buffet.
Oh, good.
She always gets like sushi, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, girl, you are playing with fire.
I would say that is a brave choice.
Yeah. There's one that is closer to our house that is also way scrotier. Like, it's so disgusting that I won't I'm like, no, you can't eat the sushi here. What's it called? Great China Buffet. And so when my kids were little and they would have to write like the thing for 6th grade where it's like, what's your favorite restaurant? What would you like to learn more about in the city of Mentor? And I'll never forget that Ray wrote, my favorite restaurant is the New China Buffet. And then what would you like to learn more about? The New China Buffet. I'm like, what is there really more to know? They got an F- on their health inspection.
How much MSG is too much MSG?
No such thing. That's
Right.
all flavor sauce. Well, what were we talking about?
So off track. Oh, my third song
Your third song.
is "You Shook Me All Night Long" by AC/DC. So
Oh.
that's like that's my classic. I used to sing that one in church. No, I'm just joking. That was the song that got me a spot on Bowling Green Idol. I won a round of that, and I got $20 from the cash register at BW3's. That is probably one of my big, I was a college athlete and I went to the NCAA tournament, but that Bowling Green Idol, $20 from the cash register is like the shining moment for my college career.
I actually would 100% agree with you that is way more exciting.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, that's just exhilarating. God, I wish I could have been there.
was
What
so
a
much
fun
fun.
song to karaoke.
It is. And I had never even thought about it, but I was watching this thing on TV one year and it was like these women in rock. It was like a special like on ABC.
Like VH1.
Yeah. And do you remember the singer Anastasia? She
Yes.
was like a pop singer.
Yeah.
She was around for like 2 seconds, but she sang "You Shook Me All Night Long" with Celine Dion, Pink.
Oh.
They all came out and they were singing different verses and they were like, I'm like, oh my God, that's a rockin' song for a girl. And then I was like, I'm going to do that at karaoke someday. And I did. And I was like, it worked. Well, because he has a higher register too. So, you know what I mean? But that was always my go-to. We've covered our karaoke songs because everybody needs to know what they're up against.
That's really important considering neither of us have been to the karaoke bar in 10-ish years.
I know. And
Do you know
I'm
what
just
I
too
feel like-
tired now.
What do you
honestly.
think is a song from like a nowadays time? I feel like I could do Chapel Roan.
Okay.
Would be fun.
Yeah, that she'd be great.
Adele.
Oh, Adele, yeah. Well, our band did an Adele song. We did
Oh.
"Rolling in the Deep." I like Amy Winehouse. I think she's great.
You would be so good at that.
We did.
I can totally hear that.
We did "Back to Black" and Amy-
Valerie is one of my favorite
Oh,
songs.
that is she has like the Motown backing band. Like anything
What
Motown
a-
is
what a
just.
waste. What an unbelievable waste of talent.
There is an amazing documentary called Amy. That
I've never seen that.
It's probably 10 years old now. I saw it at the Esquire Theater in Cincinnati when it came out, which it's like the Cedar Lee. They show like indie films and stuff
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
I've been
not
there.
mainstream.
Okay.
And Dave and I went to see it, and it was just gut wrenching. It was so sad, and I was weeping at the end of it. But you just see how such a raw talent, so just a phenomenal voice, and she was with this guy who basically was using her for her money. That was Blake, the guy that she had tattooed on her chest. And he was in and out of jail, and he was the one that basically got her hooked on drugs and, drinking. And she did try to pull away out of the spotlight for a little bit and go like...
Do you think some of it was like being in the spotlight and the way that she was too much for her?
Yes, I think that had a lot to do with it. And her dad was totally pimping her out, like into the
like prostitution.
No,
or,
into like doing shows that she was not mentally ready to do. Like she was in recovery. She was trying to just stay out of the limelight for a little bit. She went to like St. Lucia or something and was trying to just rest.
I didn't realize that.
And
she had ever gone to because that's the rehab, whole song. They tried to make me go to rehab.
And he started just booking her again. And like he was her manager and he was just pushing her. And she did not want to. And it just spiraled. And I mean, it was like so sad that her dad didn't care about her well-being.
I mean, didn't she drink herself to death essentially? At 20, how is that even possible?
I know.
It's so sad.
She is 1 year and 1 day younger than me. Her birthday is September 14th, 1983.
Wow.
And I'm the 13th in 1982. Adele and Amy Winehouse, I think, were those two artists that came up like in our more like
always
contemporary.
Kind of felt like Adele kind of was like copying Amy Winehouse a little bit.
Do you remember Duffy? She was similar too.
At first, when I heard Amy Winehouse, I felt annoyed because I am extremely annoyed by affectation, especially in singers. And so especially indie singers, everybody sings.
What is that?
What is that? I hate it. And I hate
it too.
When you change the quality of your voice to be like ethereal and breathy. And I'm sorry, Billie Eilish can sing. She can really sing.
A very
but when
good singer.
It just drives me nuts. But that Barbie song, fucking peak. I love that song.
I'm a Billie Eilish fan. I do like her.
I don't like it when she whisper sings. That annoys me. But the sort of the Amy Winehouse affectation, although I don't know that anyone had done that before her, it was very bluesy. But I feel like Adele adopted that because she thought that's how she should sound. Maybe that's just how she sings. What happened to her? Where'd she go?
She got really skinny and she floated away.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think she probably just made a ton of money. It was like, I don't ever have to do this again. I think she was also had a lot of stage fright. And
she did. I think she had a lot of anxiety.
Yeah. I
absolutely gorgeous. Amazing voice.
Ugh. Did I ever tell you the story about, this was probably, she was very popular at the time in the song, I Must Have Called 1,000 Times, whenever that came out. Where I worked, the building faces a children's hospital. And so I was on the 4th floor of my building. A coworker and I at the time looked out the window and we could see that there was a sign up in the children's hospital on like the 6th floor. And it said, hello from the other side. And so we were like, we should write back to that person. So we printed out, I Must Have Called 1,000 Times, but we printed it on like 17 sheets of paper
to make
it was huge.
Right.
And then we put it up in our window facing her. And then we ran across the street to the hospital to say at the front, can you let someone on the 6th floor know that we want to make sure that person sees it? Well, it turns out that is the cystic fibrosis floor in that hosptal. And it's not just children. It is adults. It is anybody of all ages. And they have to have a specific floor and they have very, partitioned rooms because if you have cystic fibrosis, you are extremely susceptible to infection and you don't want to get a bacteria from another person with cystic fibrosis. So they have to keep them very far apart. And so the person in that room was an adult. It was like she was 26 years old. And so she replied to us again and then we put another one up and then people all over where I work started putting signs up. They were in the parking garage. They were in buildings on the other side. We got on the news.
That's so cool.
I know.
I love that
The news
story.
came and we were interviewed by What's-Her-Face from Channel 11 and it was really meaningful. And we went up to the floor. We put on masks. We met her.
Oh,
I know. And
that's
it was
awesome.
It was really, really cool. There's a very sad epitaph to that story in that she did get a lung transplant finally and she died.
Oh my gosh.
She died the next day.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't think she probably woke up from the surgery and probably went to sleep thinking I'm going to get new lungs and I'm going to be okay. And I really hope that is the case. It's because it's just so crushingly sad otherwise.
It is.
That was like a really moving thing that happened.
And it probably just brought her a lot of joy and took her mind off of, all of the hardship she was going through.
At the point that she put that sign up, I think she'd been there for like 20 days.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine
how boring?
Terribly boring.
How incredibly boring. There's so many cruel diseases in the world.
Right.
That's one of them.
Oh, for sure. I've known a few people that have had family members that have dealt with that. And it's terrifying. And I don't think the quality of life is not always great. And then they don't live
There's
very
different
long.
levels of it too. Like when Emma was born, and they do the newborn tests, my pediatrician called me on the phone, which is never a good sign, 3 days later to say that she had, elevated testing level for this cystic fibrosis. And I forget how they test it at the time. And so he was like, you have to wait till she's at least 3 weeks old. And then they have to give her a sweat test with a genetic counselor to determine whether or not she has this gene mutation.
Gosh.
So for 3 weeks, of course, I'm Googling it incessantly. And they say that like their sweat is extra salty because it is actually a sodium channel issue, cystic fibrosis, and something about their sweat is very salty. I was literally licking her for 3 weeks, like this newborn baby. I would just constantly lick her, and she never tasted salty to me. And so I just had it in my head that like, because she didn't taste salty, she didn't have cystic fibrosis. And it was very scary.
Now, does it run in your family?
Well, I'll tell you what we learned. So we went to the genetic counselor and they explained everything to us. And you have to have 2 mutations of cystic fibrosis, but there's multiple mutations. Some of them are very like a weak form of the disease. So some people don't even get diagnosed till they're in their 30s and they live like normal lives, but they have problems. And then there are also very serious mutations. And if both parties give the mutation and the baby gets it, then those are the ones, they don't typically live more than like their teenage years.
Right.
And so we did the test and she did not have cystic fibrosis. She did have one mutated gene, and we think that it came from Dan because it is typically passed down through Ashkenazi Jews have this gene a lot. So we did get, like, he got tested for Tay-Sachs because that is very common among Ashkenazi Jews as well, but he did not have that, but we didn't test for this at all.
But how fascinating to learn all that.
So what that means is that I did not have the mutation. So she didn't have cystic fibrosis, but because she has one gene mutation, if her partner ever does,
right,
then they would need to make sure that her mutation is also very, very mild.
Okay. So but
I still think it's important knowledge to know that, like,
absolutely it is.
Should she ever want to have a baby, and if she's the person contributing the egg, like that, you need to know.
Yeah. If you actually have access to that information, then why not make sure
use it?
Because obviously you guys didn't even think about that. Why would you?
No, it was just so scary. And like, my doctor, he was so nice about it. And I just remember, like, I was so taken aback. I didn't even know what to say. And I hung up the phone and then immediately called back. And I was like, I didn't actually process anything you just said. And he talked to me all over again.
Well, that's fair. That's like, you're just probably mind's racing.
Shock. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask another question.
Okay.
It's a total,
it's all good.
A deviation from what we talked about. What is a recent senior moment that you have had that you'd like to share? And it can be just an experience, like what you're experiencing as a senior.
What about the last time I saw you when I was wearing a denim vest?
I thought you looked fine. I didn't. You were like, oh, my denim vest.
I know, but I sent that picture to my sister that day, and I was like, do I look like a cowboy? And she's like, yeah, you sure do. And I said I wasn't exactly going for that. She's like, oh, well, then you don't.
Right. No.
In what situation would I want to look like a cowboy?
I don't know. When you're going like Longhorn
Steakhouse
or Texas Roadhouse.
I think it's not so much a senior moment as you get older and you start to understand less and less of what is going on in the youth culture.
That's so true.
You start to feel irrelevant. That's a very hard thing for me to feel. And I think any middle-aged woman who already pretty much feels invisible, because we kind of are, like, it's very hard when your kids make you feel irrelevant. It's embarrassing. And then that makes me lash out.
Sure.
And I don't like that.
Once our kids get older and then they move out of the house and we don't have them like being irritated with us and correcting us all the time, then we really won't know.
It's going to get worse.
I know.
Am I going to keep scrolling Reddit and TikTok? Probably. And it's just the algorithm's just going to feed me what I want, which is heated rivalry and book recommendations.
Exactly. Well, at least you work with college freshmen. That might help a little bit.
But I don't think they talk to me the way that they talk to their friends.
That's true. You're not like living.
Sometimes they do, though. Yeah. Sometimes they're like, bro.
You have just maybe a little bit.
Every once in a while they'll swear and then look at, and their eyes will get really big, and I'll be like, you have to leave now.
You're like, that's 5 demerits. 5. Taking all points away from Gryffindor.
It's just so funny. It's so funny to me. I always tell them, don't worry, my ears won't bleed. It's
right.
fine.
You're in college now. It's cool. You want to smoke?
No. Now we have to maintain professionalism.
I can say that, you're correct in all that feeling of irrelevancy, and kind of like you don't even think about it. You're just like, I'm just who I am. I've always been this way. But then you start working with people, like, we're not the youngest in the workplace anymore. And then someone's like, oh yeah, I was born in 2000. You're like, stop. What? Nobody's born after 2000. We're all just hanging out now. And nobody's born that late.
Right.
What?
I mean, your kid was born in 2008, right? or 7.
2007.
And
then
now he's like going to college. He's a full grown
18. He's
adult.
He's an adult, which, yeah, I mean, it's funny to say they're adults. Like, come on.
But I mean,
But yeah, technically, legally, yes, he's an adult, and that blows my mind. Yeah, but because he is my oldest son, and he is way cooler than me now. He's taught me how to use my Google Wallet and how that works. I was trying, I put all the information into it, like my debit card stuff, and I turned on my phone. I brought up the Google Wallet. I brought up the screen with my card on it, and I was laying it face down onto the pay console. And he's like, "You don't have to do all that." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
did it work when you put it face down?
Well, of course it did, because I was touching the phone too. That's all you have, literally all you have to do is touch the phone.
Such an effort.
I was like turning on the screen, getting the card on the screen, and laying it on the pay.
You don't have to put the card on the screen.
No, you sure don't. All you have to do is like activate your phone. So whether you put in your little pad, like your keypad, like your number,
You just have to turn it on,
or your fingerprint. Once the phone screen is live, you can just
I thought I had to pull down Google Wallet and tap it. I mean, the fact that we both have Google phones really says a lot about us and our irrelevancy, but I think Google phones are fine.
Google phones rule. Being on the Android side is awesome.
Nobody wants to use Apple Pay.
First of all, iPhones are for old people. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about my dad. Because first of all, what is Safari? Okay, let's go to Google Chrome. Like, what the fuck is Safari?
Oh my God, what?
Shut up,
Edge,
Apple.
loser.
Yeah, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. But after I gained this knowledge of Google Wallet, then all of a sudden I had, I was like, well, now I'm in the know. So Dave and I go to Starbucks. He's paying. I'm like, just use your Google Wallet. So he turns on his phone and tells the barista, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to tap to pay." And she's like, "Oh, you're going to use Apple Pay?" He goes, No, it's an Android." And I was like, "Oh my God, Dave, you don't have to tell her that. She doesn't care. It's all the same." He's like, "No, but she said Apple Pay." I'm like, "It doesn't matter." And that's where we're at.
Help me, I'm old.
I'm on a fixed income.
You shouldn't be going to Starbucks then. If you young people could just do without your coffee, we wouldn't be in the predicament we are in this country.
And if you stopped eating
Your
avocado toast, you could own
a home.
a shack. So I will ask you then, what have you been loving on the internet lately?
Ooh. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of mean, and I'm just gonna put it out there. There is this thing on TikTok that has been coming into my For You page, so my algorithm is feeding it to me, and it is about a creator on TikTok whose name is Tyler Catastrophe. And Tyler Catastrophe is the most cringe millennial that you will ever encounter.
He sounds like a Pixar villain. Go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's his TikTok name. And he's just really, really annoying. The kind of person who, talks to their phone. I don't even know how to explain it. Kind of like a pick me. Do you know what a pick me is?
Oh, I do.
And so Tyler Catastrophe is obsessed with this band called Lovejoy. And the lead singer of Lovejoy is Wilbur Soot. And they sort of blew up around 2020 during the COVID times. And I know this because my 12-year-old at the time was super into them, if that tells you anything. They were, originally he was part of a Minecraft group that did YouTube stuff. And then he joined this band. And I mean, it was just all very weird. And did some problematic things and has now been canceled. But anyway, this creator, people are it's a little bit mean. They're really glomming onto him and just making fun of him relentlessly, because every time he records something, he's like, "Hey, I'm just a crazy guy." And I love Wilbur Soot, and I can't wait to move to Brighton, England and work as an artist, because I'm 25 years old and I can do that. It's so uncomfortably awkward and weird. It's just, and so everybody's piling on. And then recently he has made a TikTok to be like, "You guys are all really mean." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I feel kind of bad.
But you also put yourself out there
you giggle weirdly, and you're very performative, and you clearly think that you're so perfect and smart. And he keeps showing everyone all this art he makes, and it's very mid. It's not good. And he does all this bead work that he sells for $30,000. And it looks like he bought the beads at Hobby Lobby. It's just it's a whole thing.
Hobby Lobby, that's problematic in itself.
Especially because this creator, trans.
Oh, so yeah.
What you going to Hobby Lobby for?
Do you even know anything?
Do you even trans?
Do you even, seriously, don't shop at Hobby Lobby.
Absolutely not.
What?
Well, we can't prove that. They're just saying these beads are not, it's not like you're sourcing them from ethical places.
You're right.
You're clearly buying them.
I came for him and I don't even know him, and I don't even know if he goes to Hobby Lobby, but he probably does.
You know what? I think my takeaway is that everybody hated him for his personality and not because he was trans. Nobody said anything mean about the fact that he was trans. It was more that he was just not funny. person. Oh my God. And then he would like sing whole songs. He made a whole TikTok that was like, hey, Lovejoy, do you want a second vocalist? Yeah, I don't know a Lovejoy song, so I can't exactly do it. But if I were to do it with an Alanis Morissette song, it would be like, I want you to know. Every word ended with the
like James
at the
Hetfield
end.
from Metallica. That reminds me, there's a hilarious Vanessa Bayer and
I love her.
Kyle Mooney.
Oh my God, I love Kyle Mooney.
He has a podcast with Beck Bennett, and it's great. Almost as good as ours. But
Right.
Vanessa Bayer, who is from Northeast Ohio.
She is?
Yes, she is.
Oh my God,
lady.
she's so funny.
I am so proud to claim that
She's one of us.
we've basically pooped in the same sewers.
Our butts have been joined
exactly.
by the plumbing.
But she and Kyle Mooney had this video on his Instagram page where there's no context to it. It's just them, the camera's rolling, and she gets in front of the microphone and she's like, everybody gets high, everybody gets low, and they sing every day is a one day, and they're singing it like super whiny, super nasal,
like really
like
poorly.
theater kids that like take themselves really seriously, but no one's told them that they're terrible.
That's Tyler Catastrophe.
Yeah. And they're so funny. And like she does this one, she goes, every day is a faded sign. And it's just
I bet it's out of tune though.
It is, and it's just like a little bit flat and really nasal, and it's
Is it really hard for
perfect.
you to sing flat because you have perfect pitch?
Perfect pitch. I do.
That's a line from 30 Rock where she goes, it's really hard for me to watch American Idol because I have perfect pitch. She calls it a backdoor compliment.
A backdoor compliment. You know, it's funny. There was a girl in our high school who she loved to sing, and she was a very sweet girl, and she just wanted to sing all the time.
I'm guessing this is leading to, but she wasn't very good.
So she wanted to, well, yeah. And it's just, it's interesting to me. Like, I don't understand how people can't hear the right notes. Like, I'm just like,
totally,
you know what I
I
mean?
get
But
it.
it is a thing. And
I think they can hear it. They can't replicate it. Maybe?
right. They can't replicate it, but why? I don't know. Like, if you hear it, just do it. But that's me. Like, obviously it's a thing, and I
have had this argument with a friend of mine who is a neuroscientist about, can you learn to be a better singer? And he claims, yes, you can, because if you work hard enough on anything, the brain can learn how to do anything. And I'm just like, what if you're tone deaf? How do you make your throat make the sound that my throat makes when I'm singing?
Right.
How does someone else do that? And he claims that you can, and I claim you can't, and it's a
I
stalemate.
feel like you'd have to put maybe a ton of effort into it, and who's going to do that when they just want to sing in their car? You know what I mean? I don't know, but I don't know. I challenge him on that. But I remember she was practicing the national anthem, and she would start off like okay, but it would always go like this every time. She would go, say, can you see? Like, it was just so pungently.
that song is actually so hard to sing.
It is. And for somebody who is already not, the way it sounds is like the way I would have envisioned the taste of an onion sounding.
I'm going to... You know what? You put me in this chair so that I couldn't lean back. You gave me the Iron Maiden chair. And so my legs are straddling this table right now. And every time I laugh, I pee a little bit just because I'm worried about it.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks, perimenopause.
Well,
There are so many bad examples. By the dawn's early light. There's so many examples of like people really just butchering that song.
I mean, it's a very hard song.
Yeah.
It is. But if you can't sing it, you should.
If you don't have a range that can go from like bass to first soprano, you shouldn't bother trying.
I know. Well, and so my senior year, on senior night at my last game at Bowling Green,
Did you get to sing it?
I sang the national anthem.
Aww.
And I told my coaching staff, I was like, I'd really like to do that. And they had come to, like, they knew that I sang because I would play open mics in the summer.
You're the coolest.
An Easy Street Cafe.
That's my favorite. They have the best onion rings I've ever had in my life.
It's a cool place. And
Oh my
upstairs is where they have the music.
God, I loved that place.
But so they're like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. That'd be really special for the seniors on the team. And so they told the AD, and like he didn't know me, like my coaching staff knew me, and so they had somebody from the AD's office come out after practice, like, can you just like run through it real quick so that like we know that you don't
sing.
fucking suck. And so I like stood in the gym in my practice clothes, and I was like, okay. And like all the girls on my team were like down the hallway, and they were like peeking around because they like, we want to hear you do it. It was so funny. It was like really awkward. I'm standing there and he's just like looking at me.
Did you get nervous? I would have been so nervous.
No, because I've done, you know, like
Yeah, you
I'm just
were,
used
like-
to doing it. But he was like standing there like with a clipboard, like, okay.
And did you kill it?
I sang it correctly.
Of course you did.
And he was like, oh, okay, we're fine. I'm like, oh my God, do you really think? But I guess maybe they've been hosed before. Maybe somebody's like totally.
I mean, look at Roseanne Barr.
Oh.
That was what you were living up to.
Right. And that.
Do you know, one of my best memories when I told you about our exchange student from New Zealand. The summer after my senior year, my sister and I flew to New Zealand to visit her.
What a trip.
It was amazing. And they lived on a sheep farm. Imagine that.
A sheep station.
A sheep station. And I mean, they lived where Lord of the Rings was filmed, but this was before Lord of the Rings.
But still gorgeous. Like that is
I know, but it makes me
otherworldly.
sad because I want to see Hobbiton. But anyway, we went to visit, I don't remember the name of it. It's caves, Waitomo Caves or something like that. And it has the glowworms in it. So it has the phosphorescence. And so
right.
you take a little boat and you like float through
gorgeous.
the caves and everything is glowing around you. And they're like, this particular part of the cave was what we call like the auditorium. If anybody wants to sing. And they were sort of laughing. Well, Connie and her mom were like, these two
the
can
acoustics
sing.
were amazing, right?
And so my sister and I sang the Star Spangled Banner in that cave in New Zealand.
Cool.
And, you
didn't sing your school's alma mater? No. I said alma mater. Shut up, Kelly.
Alma mater.
Your alma mater.
We did not
that
sing the
was
song from Dirty Dancing.
It was a total wasted opportunity.
It was honestly the only song we could think of that we both knew, but we could have done the alma mater.
You should have.
I would have done the alto part. Corey Rawson, bright and true, in all battles we're with you.
That sounds so good, honestly.
Thanks.
By itself. So good. I'm going to actually record that for my ringtone.
Just this one singular note, but I really put life into it. I'm really talented.
Well, I've tried to stay off the internet as much as possible because it just doesn't ever make me feel good. But every now and then I will stumble across a really funny account because my book page, 82 chapters, that algorithm is not political. So it's all about like books, authors, and like humor. So there is a hilarious account that I found called Great Advice for Shitty People. And it's almost like it has like a Cards Against Humanity like vibe to it. So basically it's like this white card and it just says great advice for shitty people. And they just have people send in these like their advice. Okay. So like, here's an example. Great advice for shitty people. Beatbox to people's stutter. Ask for the Wi-Fi at a funeral. I mean, just stuff like that. You're like, that's so funny. And just, it's dry humor. Ask people if you can feel their dog. Match a stranger's walking speed when they try to overtake you. Oh, it's just like really awkward. And
ask if you can squeeze their hair to fry an egg.
Say, send that to me when someone shows you a picture of their partner. Start a conflict in a group project that you are not a part of. It's just all stuff that is.
Oh, that is funny.
That takes me away from, just how that's the stuff I like to see on social media.
What a horrible, shitty simulation we're all living in right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know.
As my kids would say, they're totally red-pilled. I don't really know what that means.
Is that like a Matrix reference?
I thought so, but I don't think so. I think it refers to like if you listen and enjoy Joe Rogan, you've been red-pilled.
Well, that's a hard pass for sure.
No thanks.
Well, Katie, as always, it's been a total pleasure.
It was a pleasure
speaking with you. And thank you to the 4 listeners we have right now. We hope to get maybe 4 more in the future.
Yeah, have a friend join. It's like an MLM. We'll pay you.
Yes. You can be a Diamond Club boss babe if you get 4 friends and they have a party where they listen to a podcast and then they get 4 friends.
Oh my God. And then we'll all go on a cruise that you'll pay for.
Yeah, totally. And then you can win a car that you can also pay for. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk later.
Bye.